It's basically an insurance agreement. Suppose I have $100 million worth of Pakistani bonds, Euro bonds, and I'm concerned for whatever reasons I may have. Maybe, Israel is going to bomb Pakistani nuclear stuff next. Who knows? It's just not entirely out of, probabilities. I'm concerned. I want to buy protection. Like 30 years ago, when I actually worked in the industry, man, that's been almost 30 years, so 25 years ago. We actually call this buying protection. But now we have a fancy name. We call these credit default swaps. It's a simple insurance agreement. I want to cover myself for the next 5 years. You can also do 10 or more, but the typical maturity is 5. And let's say Ashley is my potential insurer, and I go to Ashley and say, let's make a deal. If over the next 5 years, Pakistan defaults, is declared to be in default, you're going to pay me $100 million. And she's going to say, I'm not an idiot. What do I get out of this? And I'm going to tell her, every year, I'm going to pay you this much amount, maybe $2 million, maybe $5 million, whatever, as an insurance premium. Plus, if the default happens, I'm going to give you those bonds. You go deal with the Pakistani government. If at some point in the future they pay him, that money is yours. I don't care. I just want my $100 million. And the premium on that is the credit default swap rate. So let's look at rates for Pakistan. Mm. In 2022, it was 123%. I mean, right now, let's see the current one. Where the hell is the number? Okay, let's look at something else. Yeah, it's about slightly over 500 basis points. So if I'm going to insure that $100 million Pakistani bonds, I'm going to have to pay actually over $5 million and some change. Okay, 5.06%. So that's the cost of insuring against Pakistani default. Now let's look at, for example, Bangladesh. I expect this to be lower. Was, let's see. Maybe I haven't spelled it right. Now let's just look at India. Since their credit rating is better, we should expect. What the hell is going on? Okay. It's only 86 basis points, which means even though I'm going to pay over $5 million a year for Pakistani protection, I need to pay only $860,000 a year for India. So market is not that concerned about Indian government uh, defaulting. There's a chart, but It used to be higher. Let's see, another country. Oh, let's look at Israel. They're going to make me do it the old-fashioned way. I did. Okay. Oh, more than likely, it went up quite a bit the last 2 years. Come on, we don't hard connection here. Yeah, 73 basis points. It's actually better rating than India. So these are better measurements of credit rating. And if you want to attach them numbers, labels, you can, but of course, one of the reasons their credit rating is not that bad, a lot of these expenses are covered by the government of the United States and or money they raise from outside of Israel. Anything else I'm going to talk about? No, that's about it. The rest you guys can read. And next week we're going to cover chapter 14. So we're going to basically think about uh, interest rate and currency swaps. You know, fixed to floating. You know, sometimes you have repeating exposures on a currency, and you want to figure out what the exchange rate on that should be. You just want to know that now and forget about it for the next 10 years. That would be a currency swap. For the next 10 years, I'm going to pay you this much in euros every year, and you're going to pay me this much in dollars. But that exchange rate does not have to be what it is now. But it is fixed given whatever that's going to happen after that. Similarly, you may have a loan that is variable rate and you don't want to take that risk. You can go ahead and do fixed to floating interest rate swap. If you have a floating rate loan in a foreign currency, but you want fixed rates in domestic currency, you basically do a combination of the two. We'll develop, computational machinery for those and use those in managing long-term exposure like that. Because managing long-term exposure using futures only is typically not a good idea because the so-called basis risk creeps in because interest rates are going to change in the future. Let's stop here. I'll see you guys on Monday. Please come in having read chapter 14 so that we could do an interactive session.